Let's see about femoral triangle. So the base of the triangle is formed by inguinal ligament. The inguinal ligament extends between anterior superior iliac spine to pubic tubercle. It is nothing but the thickened aponeurotic part of external oblique abdominis muscle. Lateral boundary is by sartorius. The muscle also takes origin from anterior superior iliac spine to the medial part of upper part of tibia, and the medial boundary is formed by adductor longus. The muscle takes origin from anterior surface of body of pubis, that is angle between pubic crest and the pubic symphysis. Adductor longus gets inserted to linea aspera. So these are the boundaries of femoral triangle. Now coming to the muscles forming floor of femoral triangle. So from lateral to medial it is iliacus. Iliacus muscle takes origin from iliac fossa to lesser trochanter. Then we have psoas major. The muscle takes origin from transverse process of lumbar vertebra to lesser trochanter. Then we have pectineus. The muscle takes origin from pectineal line, that is pecten pubis. So femoral triangle boundaries. Lateral boundary is sartorius. Medial boundary is adductor longus. Base of the triangle is formed by inguinal ligament. Apex is formed by meeting point of lateral and medial boundary, that is sartorius and adductor longus. We can see from the apex the femoral triangle continues to become a canal called adductor canal. This canal is otherwise called subsartorial canal as it lies just beneath the sartorius. So what are the muscle which forms floor of the femoral triangle? From lateral to medial it is iliacus, psoas major, pectineus, adductor longus. It also forms floor of the triangle. It forms both medial boundary and floor of the femoral triangle. Now coming to the contents of femoral triangle. So base by inguinal ligament, laterally by sartorius, medially by adductor longus. Now coming to the contents, it has femoral artery. How the femoral artery is present in the femoral triangle. So we should know about abdominal aorta, which divides into two common iliac arteries. This common iliac is further divided into external iliac artery and internal iliac artery. This external iliac artery, when it crosses the inguinal ligament, that is when it enters the femoral triangle, it becomes femoral artery. At midinguinal point, the midinguinal point is between anterior superior iliac spine and pubic symphysis. So this is femoral artery which crosses the triangle from midinguinal point to the apex of femoral triangle. Then it runs in the adductor canal, goes behind the knee joint into popliteal fossa as popliteal artery. So what are the branches of femoral artery? It has three superficial branches and it has three deep branches. We can see this main artery is profunda femoris, which divides into lateral and medial circumflex artery. So what are the branches? Before that, we should know what is midinguinal point, the point between anterior superior iliac spine and pubic symphysis. Femoral artery, it extends from midinguinal point to the apex of femoral triangle. Now the three superficial branches are superficial circumflex iliac artery, superficial external pudendal artery, superficial epigastric artery. The three deep branches are So we have one corresponding artery for superficial external pudendal, that is deep external pudendal. Then other two deep branches are muscular artery and profunda femoris artery. This profunda femoris artery is further divided into lateral circumflex femoral artery and medial circumflex femoral artery. Coming to the next content, it is femoral vein which is present medial to the femoral artery. So for that we should know about the venous system of lower limb. It is the dorsal venous arch from the dorsum of foot. Medial end of the dorsal venous arch ascends as great saphenous vein. So this great saphenous vein, it reaches the femoral triangle and drains into the femoral vein by piercing the deep fascia called cribriform fascia. Now the lateral content of femoral triangle is femoral nerve. The root value of femoral nerve is L2, L3, L4. Its dorsal division. The nerve descends down, enters the femoral triangle. It enters at midpoint of inguinal ligament. Midpoint of inguinal ligament is between anterior superior iliac spine and pubic tubercle. The nerve in the femoral triangle divides into two divisions, anterior and posterior division. Between anterior and posterior division is lateral circumflex femoral artery. This femoral nerve is present in the groove between two muscles, that is iliacus laterally and psoas major muscle medially. So this is tendon of psoas major. The femoral nerve is present in the groove between iliacus and psoas major muscle. Nerve divides into anterior posterior division. In between that we have lateral circumflex femoral artery. Now there is a sheath which covers only the femoral vessels, that is the femoral artery and femoral vein, called femoral sheath, leaving the femoral nerve outside. So this femoral sheath has two walls, anterior wall and posterior wall. The anterior wall is fascia transversalis and posterior wall is fascia iliaca. The lateral wall of the femoral sheath is little lower compared to the medial wall. It has three compartments. Laterally it has femoral artery, so it is called arterial compartment. In the middle it has femoral vein, so middle compartment is called venous compartment. Medially, whereas the femoral nerve lies outside the femoral sheath, but only one branch of femoral nerve called femoral branch of genitofemoral nerve lies along with the femoral artery in the arterial compartment. So here is the section of femoral sheath. The femoral sheath has lateral compartment which contains femoral artery. Along with femoral artery we have femoral branch of genitofemoral nerve. In the middle we have femoral vein. So intermediate compartment is venous compartment. Medially there are group of lymph nodes called lymph node of Cloquet or Rosenmuller, which drains glans penis in males and clitoris in females. This medial compartment of femoral sheath is called femoral canal. The femoral canal is guarded above by femoral ring. It has boundaries anteriorly by inguinal ligament, medially by reflected part of inguinal ligament called, which is lacunar ligament. Posteriorly it is bounded by a muscle called pectineus. Laterally, the femoral ring is bounded by the septum, separating it from the femoral vein. So this is femoral canal. Above it is called femoral ring. We can see the femoral canal in the medial compartment of femoral sheath, which is guarded by femoral ring. Anteriorly inguinal ligament, medially lacunar ligament, posteriorly pectineus, laterally septum separating it from femoral vein. This femoral canal is actually a weakness. So the loop of intestine may herniate through the femoral canal called femoral hernia, which is more common in females because of bida pelvis.